Albertson, Jeff Paschal, Channel 9. Sorry, running late here today. We had a nice day finally, so I got to do some yard work. I'm out with one of those weed whacker things, with the fish line that takes care of the weeds.
I invented that.
You invented it?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so after I got done with that, I was kind of hunched over doing it all afternoon there, and my neck got kind of sore, my shoulder, so I went in the shower, and we have one of those pulsating shower massage things, and...
I invented that also.
You invented that?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I finally got to work after I was doing some of that, and I got a chance to just sit down, take it easy, have a cup of coffee. So I go to the vending machine. It's really something the way that thing drops down. You can get yourself a fresh cup of coffee these days. It's just amazing, I think.
Well, I invented that also.
Turns out Bob Albertson has invented all kinds of stuff, like gas pump handles, car starting units, shocks on snowmobiles, the kill switch, on wet bikes too, high-pressure car wash, even a hydraulic door closer. Countless common items we see every day, from a man who tinkers with stuff in his shop at home on Lake Minnetonka.
One night I had a 3 o'clock in the evening dream, and the next day I made up the weed whacker. I just went out and got some fish line. This happens to be a Dayton sewing machine motor. I drilled a hole through the shaft, put the fish line through it, used a piece of conduit for a handle, ran the cord up through the handle, and there's my weed eater.
That was 1960. But Bob, who's 65 now, actually began making it big in the invention business when he was a teenager. In 1955, he designed this contraption. It became something you see in most cars today, the cassette tape player.
I was 18 years old, and I got $10,000 for it, which in those days was good money.
When Bob Albertson sits down at the drawing board, there's no telling what he might come up with. Like this all-terrain vehicle he designed after seeing how rescuers failed to save someone who fell through the ice. It goes on land, ice, and water.
Bob, you look at all these things that you've invented, and I have to ask you, have you ever had a real job?
Well, sort of a real job, but my real job has been inventing and selling products out to companies.
He also spent a little time breaking up one big company. Frustrated while owning a payphone business on the side, he made headlines in 1984 as the inventor who took on Bell and won. His lawsuit led to the breakup of a monopoly known as AT&T.
So how many things have you invented?
I've got over 200 patents to my name.
200?
Yeah, come on over here and I'll show you some others.
Bob's zero clearance socket wrench works in very tight places, an item that took off when he sold it to NASA. Now it's also being used by the U.S. military. And Bob's latest idea? That old pulsating shower head, beefed up for a new use, the pulsating pressure washer. In the coming days, we'll be seeing another of Bob's inventions. What started out in 1966 as a bunch of metal and wires hooked up to an old car starter has become a boating staple, the electric trolling motor. Over 200 patents that have earned Bob hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it could have been even more.
If I had retained the patent on the weed whacker, I'd made millions. If I retained the patent on the pulsating shower massage, I would have made millions there.
So is there anything that you wish you could invent, some idea that you'd like to come up with and you can't?
Well, I got another one right now, but I just can't talk about it right now.
Can't talk about it.
Tonight, you might not know his name, but you'll be surprised at how he's